Need some help finding some edge in the prop market? Check out the PropsAI tool on the LineStar app, your one-stop shop for all the information you need to place smarter bets. Gain insights into player history, projections, and trends, along with sportsbook odds. You can even compare the lines across multiple sportsbooks using our prop finder. Get the edge with PropsAI today at LineStarApp.com and take your prop betting game to the next level. Good luck, and as always, bet responsibly. Welcome to the Pre-Snap Podcast presented by LineStar, your top 5 NFL player prop bets for Week 14 in the NFL. Alongside my co-host Tyler Wiemann, I am Shannon Sommerville. And Tyler, let's get rich with these picks, shall we? Walk away with $22 million, just like the Jaguars front office employee that was stealing from the team, allegedly. So the crazy story that just came out today. And apparently Tyler was telling me that, was he betting it?
He was gambling it. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
He was putting it into FanDuel and DraftKings and playing DFS and sports betting.
Well, clearly he wasn't using the LineStar app, because then he would have just made more money off of it.
And it seems like he wasn't using insider knowledge because he lost it all.
Oh man, brutal take there. But let's get some money this week in Week 14. We have been making money on this show, so maybe he should have just watched our shows here on YouTube. If you haven't already, do us a huge favor, give us a like and subscribe to the LineStar YouTube channel. Tons of content coming your way. Plus, a comment below enters you into our prop bets contest. We go 5 for 5. One randomly selected commenter will win $200. Got to be in it to win it. Also, make sure you can find some of these picks on various sites: Underdog Fantasy, PrizePicks, Sleeper, Chalkboard, all great apps. And if you use the promo code LineStar, you can get up to $100 if your first deposit match. Links to that are below as well. And the tool we're using is the PropsAI tool. You can find that on the LineStar app. LineStar app is a great tool. All of your research needs for your props in it's a one-stop shop for you guys. So make sure to check it out at LineStarApp.com. All right, Week 14 is finally here, and we've got some good picks for you. So let's kick things off with Saints running back Alvin Kamara over 3.5 receptions, -135 in your sports books, both LineStar and the consensus, which is an aggregate of all of the industry leaders, both projecting the over here. In fact, Kamara's averaging 6.6 receptions per game and has gone over in 8 of 9. So why is that line so low? Well, actually, Carolina's fairly good at defending against the pass against running backs. In fact, they rank 4th there. However, they just haven't been good specifically against running backs in general. They still allow 4.3 receptions per game to opposing running backs here, Tyler. So Alvin Kamara, I feel like this is a good spot, and the line's just a little bit too low for me. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Kamara has been over in 8 of 9 games. Mm-hmm. The other thing is the Saints are minus a lot of playmakers on that offensive side, especially in the receiving core. Once again, Michael Thomas is still going to be out. Chris Olave was banged up last week, mispracticed today and yesterday, I believe, due to an illness. So we're not sure if he's going to play. Okay. And then you are still going to have to pass the ball. It's not like they can just run every single play. And they throw the ball a lot to Kamara. There's only been one game this season that he's not over. So -135 is just too low in or 3.5 is too low at -135. So I like the spot here to go higher.
I also like the spot for Chiefs wide receiver 2, Marquez Valdez Scantling, over just 15.5 receiving yards. LineStar and the consensus both projecting the over here. MVS averaging 22.7 receiving yards per game. He's gone over in about 50% of games. Good matchup for him, though, as Buffalo ranks the 32nd in pass defense DVOA versus opposing teams wide receiver 2. Tyler, I feel like MVS is the type of receiver that can hit this in one play. And in fact, he's dropped a couple of those passes, but I'm fairly confident in his matchup this week. What do you think?
Yeah, he definitely has a good matchup. It's a bit of a hard matchup for wide receiver 1. So Mahomes is likely going to be looking other places. It's also a tough matchup for tight end. So the 2 spots that Mahomes feels the most comfortable going to are tough spots. Wide receiver 2 is a good spot to attack. And while MVS is not likely to have 4 or 5 receptions, he doesn't need many yards. And I like the over at 15.5 when so many people versus the Bills have been over.
And this is a high game total, actually the second highest of the slate on Sunday. So we're looking to see some points in this game. Of course, pretty explosive game, maybe between Mahomes and Allen in this one. Although, weren't you saying before the show you're kind of leaning to the under in this one? Right now it's listed at, what is it?
It's at
49.
49. Yeah, I would lead to the under, but there's going to be plenty of scoring. I mean, mid 40s game is still a relatively high scoring game for this year in the NFL. I mean, tonight we might see a 30 point total. So
I know. Anything above that seems high to me now after talking about our Thursday night game at 30. But you're right about that.
I think there's plenty of opportunity for him to get over 15.5, and he probably will.
Speaking of game totals, the highest game total on Sunday is going to be that Philadelphia Eagles Dallas Cowboys game. So we've got a prop for that one. And we're looking at Dallas Cowboys tight end Jake Ferguson over 41.5 receiving yards. Ferguson's averaging just that, 41.5 receiving yards per game. He's been over in 5 of 10. He just had 77 last week against the Seattle Seahawks. Actually, we took that prop in that game and gave it out for you guys. So congrats to those who tailed us there. The Philadelphia Eagles have tended to struggle in pass defense DVOA versus tight ends. In fact, they rank 31st in that category, whereas the Seahawks rank 22nd. So another soft matchup for tight ends here, and I fully expect the Dallas Cowboys to take advantage of that fact and lean into it here, heading Jake Ferguson so that he hits that over on his receiving yards. What do you like for Ferguson?
Yeah, I mean, this game as a whole is a good one to target, and tight ends keep going over this line, and Ferguson has shown week in and week out that he is a very good tight end in this league, and he's one of Prescott's favorite pass catchers to throw the ball to. He's like second on the team in targets, and I think in a good matchup with 41.5 line, we should be going to the over in this spot, which is a game that likely is a lot of scoring, and I'd be shocked if it isn't the highest scoring game of Sunday.
Putting you on the spot here, but the Dallas Cowboys favored by 3 in this one. Which side are you leaning in this one?
Oh, I think Eagles are going to run over the Cowboys this week.
No way. Do you really? Mad. I kind of think I'm leaning Cowboys in this one. That's interesting that you say that. What makes you lean that way?
I think they just came out and didn't put in much effort last week. They're going to be pissed off, and I think they are the better team. Dallas has beat mostly teams that aren't really that great.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about this last week when we were talking about their record, the Dallas Cowboys record at home, and you were like, Shannon, look who they've played. And I was like, fair point, Tyler. Fair point made by you. Yeah. Sometimes you come up with those every once in a while.
Every now and then.
Tyler, now it is time for you and I to give our best prop bets for week 14. Where are you headed in the prop market?
I got to go to a guy that was major chalk in DFS last week, and that is Zach Moss, higher than 68.5 rush yards. That's minus 115 in sportsbooks, and I think it's extremely good value. He was the RB1 in the beginning of the season, was the RB1 last week, and last week was the only time this season as the RB1 that he did not go over this number. Tennessee happens to be an extremely good rush D. Cincinnati is definitely not that. So I really like this spot. He's getting a ton of work. He's averaging 4.5 yards per carry, had 19 carries last week versus a good rush D. Yeah. So I like the spot for him to go over versus Cincinnati.
Yeah, Cincinnati ranks 29th in rush defense DVOA. The rush defense has been a weak point for them, so definitely Zach Moss is a good play here. All right, for my prop bet, I am going to, if you watched our Underdog Fantasy show, I took a tight end. I'm also taking a tight end here on our props show, and I'm going with Gerald Everett, the Chargers tight end, over 30.5 receiving yards. Everett's only averaging 25 receiving yards per game. However, this is a great matchup for him going up against the Denver Broncos, 32nd in pass defense DVOA versus opposing teams tight end. In fact, 9 of 12 opposing tight ends have gone over this. Not only have they gone over this, they've absolutely crushed the over. They've had 46 or more receiving yards in those games. If you go back through all of the tight ends that they faced, Brevin Jordan, David Njoku, Hawkinson, Kincaid, Travis Kelce, Tyler Conklin, even of the Jets, had 67. They've all just crushed the over here. And I think Gerald Everett's in a great spot, especially given the fact that the Chargers have lost a couple of wide receivers, dealing with some injuries. Quentin Johnston just isn't the guy for them. So they've got to look elsewhere for some passing yards in this one. And I think that's where Gerald Everett comes in, and he will hit the over on that 30.5 receiving yards line. Interesting game there, the Chargers versus the Broncos in this one. I don't know which way I'm going to pick if you guys play pick'em leagues. I don't know which way I'm leaning in that one. Help me out here, Tyler. Who are we going to take in that game?
I have zero faith in the Chargers right now, and
Exactly.
I'll be riding with Broncos country.
Oh, let's ride. Let's go. Tyler's going to be doing, what was it that he was doing in Russell Wilson was doing
High
in the
knees.
High knee. Russell.
High knees.
Yeah, Tyler, we need you to do some high knees in your home studio right now. Let's go.
Yep. Let's go.
All right. So you can find those picks again, Underdog Fantasy, PrizePicks, Sleeper, Chalkboard. All the links are below, and make sure to use that promo code LineStar for $100 of your deposit match. Hey, that's some money that you can use to, go buy some nice gifts for some people, and hopefully you'll win some more money with our picks this week. If you have any other great picks, let us know in the comments. We're here to help each other out. Again, it's like a group project where Tyler and I do the work, and you guys can just put your name right on the top, right, Tyler? Did you ever do that in high school? You're like, were you the one that did the work, or totally took credit for somebody else's work? Hey, that's how it goes.
I mean, there might have been a couple times I did that.
Well, you know what will also help you guys out in the prop market is that PropsAI tool. As I mentioned at the top of the show, you can check that out at LineStarApp.com. It's a great tool that'll help you out. And it's basically like, doing the group project where LineStar does the work for you, the PropsAI tool. And all you got to do is put in the bet. It's pretty easy. So check that out at LineStarApp.com. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I know a lot of times the lines change, so we can help you guys out. We'll try to get back to you in the comments. We'll tell you if we still endorse a prop or if it's moved too much one way, one direction or the other. So make sure to do that. Good luck, everybody. Week 14. Let's get this money. We'll see you next time.
Have a good one, guys. Good luck.